Hello everyone, Josh here. Welcome to another episode of the Ignite podcast. Now team, today we are talking about the fourth commandment for consultancy business owners, which is thou shalt charge what you are worth. I am really looking forward to today's episode. We've got a bunch of stuff to cover. We're going to do a little bit in terms of things that we're going to cover in today's episode. We're going to touch on mindset, a little bit of self-worth piece in terms of that connected to how much you charge. We're going to talk about the different types of clients. Some you can charge more for, some less, but also just looking at it through the lens of, well, the more you charge, the more you get paid, the more you can free yourself up to do the things that you actually want to do with your life and your business. But if you get stuck being in the generalist space, fighting for work based on being the cheapest, you don't have that luxury, or you don't have that opportunity to you in your business. You're not creating that opportunity. So anyway, let's get into it, team. So talking today about the fourth commandment for consultancy business owners, thou shalt charge what you are worth. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is the mindset self-worth piece. It's like a rite of passage in our industry for clients to say, oh, your fees are too expensive. Look, if you just shave off X, Y, and Z from your proposal, then you'll be competitive with everyone else who's submitted a pricing, and then I can give you the project. Like, if you haven't had that conversation or been asked by a client to shave your prices or be cheaper, then it's probably coming. Like, it's just a rite of passage in our industry. And actually, interestingly, I've been talking to numerous people on client side, and sometimes they even say, yeah, we're actually when we go through our training or we go through our induction, we're actually trained to, that's part of the job. Like, we're told to ask consultants to cut their fees because the cheaper the consultant the consultant team is on the project, the more money there is left over for other things. So it's how the industry kind of works. And look, don't get me wrong. Actually, I've just finished a training session with our boardroom members all about A-grade clients and finding those clients who are A-grade for you and your business. Like, there are clients out there that are amazing. They will pay you what you're worth. They don't argue on fees too much. They're great with deadlines. They're reasonable. They treat your team with respect. Those clients are out there and they do exist. Not what we're talking about today, but those clients do exist, but the vast majority of the industry is we just need everything done the cheapest. And, sometimes I think certain clients just do this to kind of try it on, just to try and see if they can get things done for cheaper. And it's kind of a bit of a game. And so you've got to work out the game that you're playing too. You've got to work out where the line is for you. And this is the self-worth piece. Like, clients are never going to ask you to pay more. They're never going to get your fee proposal or your estimate and go, oh, that's actually a bit cheap. Do you reckon you could add a bit to that? Like, that's never going to happen. If you find clients that do that, let me know. But clients are never going to ask you to pay more. So it's up to you to set the bar for what you and your team are worth and how much you get paid. So charging what you are worth starts with you. And I'll say that again. Charging what you're worth starts with you. You have to work out. So this is absolutely the self-worth and self-respect piece. You have to work out where that bar is and the point at which you're not willing to go beyond that or behind that or below that, You have to work out where your rates are and the fact that you're not willing to go below that. And be okay with losing certain clients or losing certain projects because you wouldn't go below that. Because there is a whole market out there of generalist consultants all vying for work based on being the cheapest. And I'm here to tell you that game is the race to the bottom. The more you play the generalist game, the more you play the game on, I'm just going to be the cheapest and get as much market share as I possibly can, is just a race to the bottom, because there's no profit built into that. What if the project goes over? You've maybe got a couple of hours buffer in your fixed price or however you price the project. But having a strategy to be the cheapest will never, ever build you the business that you want. So it is up to you and your own psychology and your own mindset and your own sense of self to work out, well, what are my rates? What's my team and my service worth, and charge accordingly. Now, obviously you can't go crazy and make your rates stupid because you'll never win any work, but there is a really big fluctuation in margins. Like I've looked at hundreds of consultancy business owners' pricing sheets, hourly rates, and let me tell you, there is massive discrepancies in hourly rates between similar businesses charging here and then charging all the way up here. And when you sit down and actually understand and examine the business owners behind that, level of service, usually the same in terms of the outcome on the project, but it is the sense of self or the self-worth of the business owner who charges more to back themselves and go, I'm worth it, my team's worth it. We are great at what we do. We get amazing outcomes for our clients. This is our price. If you want to work with us, this is our price. And like I said, that's to a certain point. And once you go beyond that point, you just price yourself out of the market. But there is scope to move. And trust me, there is room to move within your rates because most people are sitting at the low end. And when you step back and look at the overall cost of a project to be delivered, the consultancy fees are such a small percentage or a small part of that you can afford to bump your rates up a bit and actually build in some proper margin into your business. It's not going to have any impact at the end of the day on your clients, the financial viability of their project. So trust me, you have room to move with your rates. It just comes down to the self-worth piece. How much do you believe in your product or service? How much do you believe in the outcomes you get for your clients? Is what you do for your clients, what's it worth to them? And just charge accordingly. So I'm a big believer in this concept, working smarter, not harder. Like you think about someone who charges same level of service, same team size, same project, same client, but you've got someone that charges $180 an hour or $5,000 fixed price to do something versus $300 or $270 or $300 an hour and $10,000, same price, same service, takes them same amount of time to do that. The more expensive one just has a higher level of sense of self. Think about the margin that's built into that. Think about, you don't have to price as many projects. You don't have to work on as many projects. Or your business is going to grow exponentially as a result of that because you're getting paid more to do the same amount of work. So I want you to really step back and go, because we do plenty of work with our boardroom members around like setting rates, pricing projects, and a lot of the times like, oh, I'm worried about increasing my rates by $20 an hour or $10 an hour. And when you like the client's going to get angry at me or, I'm going to lose the project. And when you get them to the point when they've done that and they've submitted their price and they're like, oh yeah, the client didn't even balk at it. They signed off on it. It was totally fine. I was worried about absolutely nothing. Most of the time it's in here. Most of the time it's a story we tell ourselves about how much we're worth. We put a price on how much we're worth. And at the end of the day, there are consultants and people out there, your competitors, charging 1.5 times what you're charging, and they're still winning plenty of work. So you've really got to honestly step back and assess, are you at the top of your market or do you have room to move? And you've got to honestly step back and assess whether what you're charging right now in terms of hourly rates or fixed fees is worth it for you and is a true reflection of your worth, the outcomes you get for your clients, the results you get for your clients, and has built enough margin into your business to build the life and the life and the business and the lifestyle that you want, then you've honestly got to step back. And if your answer to that is no, step back, look at your rates, look at your pricing, and start charging what you're worth to do a rate increase or do a price increase. And 2, work on yourself so that when you get asked the question from a client, and you will, about can you drop your prices here, or can you remove that from, or can you reduce your scope over here, or reduce your rate, over there. Work on yourself enough to go, actually, the price is the price. I'd love to work with you, but we know that we're really good at what we do, and we know that we get amazing results for our clients. So the price is the price. And if you'd like to work with us, that's the price. If not, no worries. And that is a really, really hard conversation to have, and that's a really hard place to get to. But once you get to that place where your sense of self is not tied to being the cheapest, but your sense of self is like, we charge accordingly, we charge based on the results that we get, a lot of things start to change in your world as a business owner. a lot of the tire kickers and the C and D grade clients start to slip away and move away because you're no longer trying to be the cheapest just to get their work. And a whole new world opens up of new clients who want to work with you, want the support from you and your team, and are happy to pay for it because they know that good service at your phase of the project means a much better outcome long term for them. So I hope that helps. I hope that's just shifted your thinking. Like, it really is, pricing projects, charging what you're worth is really, really a mindset piece. It starts with you, and it starts with you deciding to be different, deciding to charge more, deciding to charge what you're worth, and then a whole raft of opportunities and a whole new world opens up to you. So give it a go. Let me know how you go. Yeah, that's probably enough for today's episode. So look, thank you so much for watching or listening. Look, if you want to keep doing this journey on your own, we have a ton of free resources for you to keep growing your business, the podcast, the YouTube channel, our website, you name it, it's on there. But if you'd like to get some help, if you'd like to go faster, quicker, be shown a roadmap and a pathway, remove the guesswork from helping you grow the business, and just kind of join a fun community of amazing business owners, all helping, supporting, cheering each other on, I'd love to make an invitation to you to explore our boardroom program, purely for business owners of engineering, town planning, surveying, and architecture consultancies, to help you grow from where you are now to our specialty is getting you to 10 million per year. So if that's you, if you'd like to get some help or thinking about getting some help to grow your business, I'd love to have a chat to you about how we might be able to do that in boardroom. Have an amazing day.